Okay. Can we copy this? Hola.
We are live now. And we are live now.
And I'm eating.
And Ashley's eating.
Hello, Galacticos. Welcome to our first YouTube. Excuse me. Our first YouTube live stream in English, because we usually do this stuff in Spanish. We've been doing live streams in Spanish. We have a large Spanish following, but we wanted to try today something new in English.
Legacy says "A la Madrid." So Legacy, welcome to our first YouTube stream. We're gonna start doing this in English.
Awesome.
As Ashley said, we're gonna analyze what happened yesterday in Ohio with this game.
Woohoo!
Alpha Red, sweet. David Gamer, hi. People on YouTube.
Hi guys. So
how are you doing?
This is really cool because we get to finally interact with you guys with our English viewers.
Speaking fans, yeah.
Speaking fans, and we're super excited. I don't know if I have this. If you wanna.
Well, I don't know. Jose Maria A la Madrid is real. The title. Hi. So if there's any Peruvians out there, there might not be, but I am Peruvian. So today is the 28th of July. Is the Independence Day of Peru. You know, so I brought my little teddy bear. That this is gonna sound maybe too cheesy, but my mom made it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My mom used to do this. She made a living making this, and I'm very proud of her. And yeah, she gave this to me a long time ago. And today, you know, I thought it was appropriate. You know, it's a teddy football bear wearing the Peruvian jersey on the 28th of July.
That's beautiful.
It's nice.
I love that.
So,
look at Anthony Torres is from Peru.
Anthony Torres de Perú, Anthony de Perú, en inglés, Jala Madrid. Where are you? We're in Madrid right now.
We're in Madrid.
Viva Perú, hermano. Luis Acasa, viva Perú.
Say hello to Victor Manuel Ramos.
Hola, te amo. Say hello. Yeah, we can say hello. I'm not a fan, but like watching fans doing the transfer window. Okay, so let's talk about the game. Real Madrid 3, PSG 1.
So this is a spoiler alert if you didn't see the match.
Yeah, I don't think you... yeah, it's a spoiler alert, absolutely. We want to show you first the lineups. Okay, this is the teams that we played. I think one interesting thing was that we saw one team in the first half
and a totally different team in the second half.
11 substitutions.
Right.
So what do you think of the game, Ash?
The game, so...
tell our fans about the game.
So guys, to me, let's talk about, like, put aside the result, because the result I don't really think was reflected, well, much of the game. I thought we saw a lot of promising things, you know, some things that need to be fixing, but also we didn't have the BBC, we didn't have Kroos or Modric or James, and we didn't have our full, or Pepe or Ramos. So I mean, I think
like 10 players that we normally
didn't
count
have
on.
our main squad. So I thought what we saw was pretty good. And it was up against a PSG that really came out full force. Casilla in goal. The first goal was sort of lucky, and I mean, I don't really know how much more you could have done on that goal. The other two goals, some breakdowns in defense, a little bit of defensive errors. I know you said you really liked
what I really liked about yesterday, the first half, is like this is apparently, you know, the starting lineup.
We'll get to Asensio in a second.
For when we'll get to Asensio, guys. We'll get to Asensio. No Ronaldo, no Bale. Kevin ASNS. Big ups for Kevin ASNS, one of the Galacticos. So what I was saying is, I think it's interesting that Zidane made clear that when these players aren't available, Cristiano, Benzema, and Bale, and Modric, and Kroos, which they won't at some point of the season. You know, like, I mean, we suffered a lot last season when we didn't have Cristiano. That wasn't that, you know, often, but it happened. But we didn't have Benzema for a long time. We didn't have Bale for a long time. James was out for a long time too, for like 2 months. That kind of broke the whole momentum of a season that apparently was going to be amazing again for him, and it wasn't. Ramos was out with his shoulder injury, fooling around recovery for like 3 months. So this is good to see that you know, the coach is thinking, of course I'm not going to have this 11, like, you know, my luxury starting lineup all the time. Of course, he already knows that. And it was good to see how that starting lineup worked. But yeah, I don't know.
There's things that for me, there's a lot of things that I liked, especially on offense, and I mean, we talked about this in the Spanish. We've done this at Facebook Lives. I know there's people commenting saying, do this in Spanish. If you go onto our Facebook page, Real Galacticos on Facebook, we actually...
Mr. Hacker 2014 en español, estamos en Facebook, ahora estamos haciendo esto en inglés en YouTube. So, we talk in English here. If you go to Facebook, want to watch it, we did just the same thing in Spanish on Facebook, so you can watch it there.
I don't know why I said that in English to people.
I say, how many people are watching this? What do you feel about us signing no one? I feel like Arsenal. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Okay, my personal feeling about not signing players is that we don't need to go crazy during the transfer window, because I think that we have a really solid roster. I mean,
exactly, I agree.
I mean, our starting 11 is unreal, and then if we're going to the bench and we're looking at the next 4 or 5 players who are coming off the bench, if Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro are playing, we're going to the bench looking to replace those players. We've got Morata, we've got James, we've got Isco, we've got Kovacic, who still needs some time. We've got Lucas Vázquez. Kondrao's coming back. We've got, I know a lot of people don't love Danilo, but I think in the attack, you share this opinion, but in the attack, he's a good attacking outside back. So I mean, I think we've got depth on the bench, and really, where do we really need to strengthen in the team, or to sign a huge signing like Pogba?
A shout out for Real Madrid CF134. A shout out for you, who's asking for it. So you're getting it from the Real Galacticos. But I agree with Ashley. I think a lot of people, when summertime comes, kind of forget like the amount of players we have.
We have a lot of
so
players.
They're always asking like, oh, who should we sign to replace this? Or who should we sign? And I think really in a very ideal scenario, if all our players are, with the head where it should be, I think we probably have one of the best rosters there is out there.
I agree.
So I don't think we should be going crazy signing players. I do agree with some of the people that are saying we need a top striker. I agree with that. I am not very happy to keep talking about the first half yesterday. We'll talk about the second half later.
And we'll talk about
Asensio and the academy players. That's like, because it was like a different game.
Yeah.
You rarely see this. 11 players for one half, and then the second half was 11 different players. There was no survivors, let's say. So my feeling was with Morata I was feeling I would be a lot more sad to see other players go that are apparently going to leave than to see Morata leave. Like I would after just 20 minutes into the game, I was thinking, man, I'd be more sad to see Jesse go than to see Morata go.
Do you think?
I don't know if you agree with me.
Do you think that's because you've had
maybe I'm
more
biased.
time to get cariño for Jesse? I personally, I thought Jesse had a good match yesterday. I don't love Jesse. I'm not blown away by Jesse.
No, I was not blown away either. But
I thought he did well. It's just the problem with Morata, and we were talking about this, is that as a number 9, I think he's got some really interesting, some strong skill set, but he's not finishing. And I think he gets to the goal, he creates this great play or a dangerous play to get in goal scoring position, and then doesn't score.
It's just a feeling, guys. You say it's just a preparation game. We know it's a preseason game. Of course.
No, just kidding.
Of course, but still, we're talking about feelings. The feelings that, for example, I saw Kovacic made some mistakes because it's a preseason game.
But these are the times to make mistakes, to be fair.
Exactly, but these are also the times to leave good feelings.
Right.
And with Morata, I didn't have those good feelings. Maybe I'm biased on Morata. We're fans, man. Hopefully I was completely impartial and unbiased about all the players, but. To me, Morata has something, especially because he said that his favorite goal in his career was the one that knocked us out of the Champions League 2 years ago when he scored that goal and they went on to play the final with Barcelona. We would have played the final with Barcelona, a Champions League final, Real Madrid-Barcelona, and the one who made it impossible was Morata, and he said that was his favorite goal. So
but maybe he was
that rubbed me the wrong way.
But he might have been a little bitter to have been...
It's true.
Madrid.
It's true.
Also, he was like 20 when he said that, so I can't. I mean,
he's 22 now. Says Morata has developed. That is also true. Morata has developed. He's become a better striker in Juventus, that's for sure. But still, if you gave me to choose between counting on Morata or Lewandowski for that position,
obviously that's a no-brainer.
So if it's such a no-brainer, then why are we let's say how do you say that? Settling for Morata.
I don't know why.
Maybe Zidane sees something we don't, probably. Morata is better than Benzema.
No,
I don't agree.
I have to respectfully disagree, and I think this is my opinion about Benzema. I love Benzema, and I think that he doesn't get the credit really that he deserves, or the attention that he deserves in his position, because he does a lot of work, and especially with Cristiano, I think in these last 2 seasons, because Cristiano has had to sort of change the type of player that he is. He does a lot to make it work with Cristiano, and I think he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
This guy is unreal.
Emad Hassem is telling us, I won't judge Morata,
No,
or I wouldn't judge Morata by yesterday's game. We're not judging Morata. I'm saying it's a matter of feelings. It's a question of the feeling I had watching the game. I know that it was the first time after 2 months stepping on the pitch as a team. We're not judging Morata.
And this is the first time that Morata has really played
exactly
in a match with the first team.
Exactly.
So,
and if we were to judge players by last night's game, we would say Marcelo is not good for Real Madrid.
Marcelo,
or Varane, or Isco, or no, we're not doing that at all, man. We're just talking about the feelings that we had. All right. So yeah.
So second half, because I think
let's talk about the second half,
with the Canteranos.
People are talking about Llorente.
So
before somebody we go any further, people say, why don't you like Ronaldo? I have this feeling we have to explain ourselves all the time. We love Ronaldo, man. We love Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a great player. Definitely the best player that's played in Real Madrid. Some people will debate. Some people will say De Stefano. Some other people would say Raúl. Ronaldo is a machine. And
the only thing done what he's done in the amount of time that he's done it.
Exactly, it's amazing.
I respect and admire the type of athlete that he is. He's so dedicated to his art, and I think a lot of people, it's like love or hate him.
I love that what she said, dedicated to his art, because with Ronaldo is an art. A lot of people who try to let's say insult or talk in a derogative way about Ronaldo, they say he's just an athlete who scores goals.
No, it actually makes me mad when. Ronaldo is, I think he knows that what he does is polarizing. People either love him or hate him. But I think that people are analyzing it too much. He knows what he's saying. He has to believe that he's the best striker in the world, the best player in the world. So people say, oh, Ronaldo's so cocky. No, if you are going to score that many goals, if you're dedicating yourself to being record breaker, to be the top goal scorer in history, in Champions League, in your Real Madrid, then you have to have that mentality. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think who am I to say? I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm going to say, well, I'm not the best striker in the world. Man, there's players that are better than me. No, think about this. That's ridiculous.
If there are so many million people thinking that, for that to happen, the first person who needs to think that is him, of course. Go to any other sport. Where there's a unanimous, a divided Messi and Cristiano, but a unanimous that he is, one of the best in the history of the sport. And talk to that sportsman and ask him if he doesn't think he's good or if he doesn't think he's the best. People praise Muhammad Ali. Great athlete, great boxer. Can you get any cockier or any more cocky than Muhammad Ali? No.
Oh, that's a really gross comment someone just left. Anyway, so we're going to read some of your guys' comments.
What was the comment?
Something about Morato Chicharito. I love Chicharito.
Yeah, I like Chicharito. I think he had his time in Real Madrid.
I thought they could have given him a better.
Arab Assassin says wants to take Ashley out on a date. I don't think that'll be possible. ¿Podrías explicarlo en español? Te lo explico rápido. Cristiano, la gente le dice que que tiene una mentalidad muy arrogante, pero normalmente con los números que tiene y las cosas locas que ha hecho en la historia del fútbol, ¿cómo no va a pensar que es el mejor? Si millones de personas piensan que él es el mejor, para que millones de personas piensen que él es el mejor, tiene que haber una primera persona que piense que es el mejor, que es el mismo. Y normal, a la gente le caerá mal, pero es necesaria esa mentalidad para hacer lo que el tipo ha hecho.
Sí.
So going back to that, just to finish the argument, we love Cristiano Ronaldo. But only when we say or we question him is that, how much longer is he going to be able to provide what he provides? And we have to be ready to,
Except that one day Cristiano will not be scoring.
And that cannot,
50 plus goals a season.
And that cannot affect us. We cannot be dwelling in Cristiano left for years after he leaves. The moment that he stops producing what he produces, we need to be ready. And that's our point. Okay. That's all it is.
Okay, so let's talk about the second half, the Canteranos, which we saw a totally different second half, which Zidane said he was going to do. All the 22 players that he brought were going to play. V and I were talking about this. We thought it would have been a little bit more interesting to see, instead of two separate teams, to have seen a sort of incorporation of the academy players with more of the first team players. Instead of seeing, I mean, it was mainly all academy with the exception of Carvajal. Am I correct?
Yeah, no, it's true.
With the exception of Carvajal. And these players...
Viva Mexico!
Woohoo!
Somebody asked us to say, Viva Mexico!
Okay.
So Viva Mexico, guys.
But I mean, I think it would have been a little bit more interesting, especially for me to see the players that were thinking about staying on the first team, like Asensio, like Llorente, to see how they fit in with those players and see can they combine well up top with Jesse, with Lucas Vázquez, with Modric, with Isco, with those sorts of players. So I thought it would have been a little bit more interesting, though I do have to say the second half to me was a little bit more entertaining. They know each other, they know how they play, they combined really well. It was really fun and interesting to see these guys, to see Odegaard, to see Llorente, Asensio, to see Zidane, young Zidane. And you said, I actually liked him too, was he Dominican, Mariano?
Yeah, Mariano.
Him up there up top, he was great.
So, I agree there with Ashley when she's saying, like, some of the players that are already sounding, especially Llorente and Asensio, for the first team, it would have been interesting to see them play with Isco, maybe with Casemiro a little bit. But I like the attitude. People are saying here, very happy about the performance of the academy team. So yeah, we're very happy. Again, we think for them it's not a preseason game. For them, this is one of the few games in the year where they get to play for Real Madrid. So for them, it was like playing a Champions League final, maybe. So they were trying the hardest, and I think that was great. I think that they gave a good performance. Some of them are, of course, very green, as we say here, like they're not ripe yet.
When you take that into consideration, you take their age and you take their experience, and you look at just footballistically what they're capable of doing. I think it's really great for our future. So I was really happy with what I saw.
Absolutely. Especially with Odegaard, Mariano, and with Enzo Zidane. There was a thing about Enzo Zidane. I think he's good, and it's going to be tough for him to get rid of that burden of being Zidane's son.
How old is he?
He's I think he's 20. Enzo Zidane.
If
anyone knows how old Enzo Zidane is, can tell us here. Do you think we should get better goalkeepers?
No. I think Keylor Navas is top notch. People are saying, De Gea is better. What is that? I mean, De Gea's in Manchester United. He's not coming to Madrid.
He's 21, they say. Okay. Let's say Peter said 24. I don't think he's 24. Is Zidane a good coach? This is a good question, and maybe we should start closing with this. Is Zidane a good coach? My answer here is that is yet to be seen. Definitely.
And it's too soon to really tell.
Exactly. Zidane handled a hot potato that was thrown on his hands last year at mid-season, and he handled it amazingly. The numbers he achieved was unprecedented. 12 consecutive winning games in the league. 12, yeah. When I start doing my gang signs like Iñaki. I miss Iñaki. I love Iñaki. I don't think he's watching this, but if he's watching, Iñaki, we love you. So it's very early to see. Definitely,
What I can say about Zidane, and I think this is sort of what we can tell, not about football, not about tactics, but just about him and his presence with the players and being able to handle sort of bigger egos and players who, Ramos, and players that have spent years on this team who are the franchise players of this team. I think that he has been able to handle well players like James, especially, we saw after Benitez, and there was like a lot of, what's this word? There wasn't good chemistry, I don't think, with Benitez.
And I think that's one thing that Zidane did great, but now that is done and we know that he can do that, it's still yet to be seen, like, how good his tactical works are and, like, how well he can implement the tactical ideas on a team.
What we've seen is much more defensive than what I thought he was going to be. But we'll see how that carries on in the future. I mean, I guess from what I'm hearing is that in the French style of coaching, it's a very defensive first style, which I like that. But I think we can't lose sight of what we're good at is that counterattack style of play, and the players we've got up top, we should take advantage of those players.
Good question. Say, would you like to see Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in the same team? I would love to see them.
Imagine.
And I think that maybe in 1 year time or two, maybe PSG or one of these new rich teams, boom, And I would love to see Cristiano and Messi play at least for one season together. Who wouldn't? I mean, come on.
When they're 38 and
But not in the MLS.
36 for the New York Cosmos.
Well, maybe, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The Cosmos.
I don't want to, no, that sounded wrong for me.
Yeah, you just insulted
yeah,
my league.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mean that. I just meant that I would love to see them when they're still, at their top, at their best, at their prime.
Fair enough.
And for that to happen, it would have to be in 1 or 2 years max. But well, saludo a Nelson Huerta. Saludo para Nelson Huerta.
So we're gonna say goodbye, guys.
Yeah.
If you want us to say goodbye, give you a shout out, write us here. So
give you a shout out. So we'll give you a shout out before we say goodbye. Saludo para Nelson Huerta. Saludo para Miki Tul, Mario Ramírez. Saludo para Munem Cartuch. Saludo para Munem Cartuch.
For Miktu, for Muhammad Ali.
Charlie Ojeda, para Mr. Hacker 2014.
Yeah, and where are the girls at? Because I did see some girls commenting. Where
are the gays? Munem Cartuch, Abraham O'Thor, Lauren Diamond.
We're not coming to the
We're
States.
not coming to the US.
I mean, I am going to the States.
Charlie Ojeda, Jorge Camacho, Town Hall.
Curtis.
Gustavo Navarro, is
Sebastian.
it finished? Curtis, yeah, we're leaving. Let's Pierre's, bye. Let's Piens, thank you very much. Keep it up, Kimo. Lauren, Sebastián, Ángel, Antonio Correa, hey.
Patrick.
Kevin, ASNS, son unos cracks, tú también. Shot Miguelín.
Ray.
Antonio Correa. Wow, this is going faster than we can read. So Galacticos, thank you very much for being there. We hope you enjoyed this live stream on YouTube. We're going to start doing it all the time. All right, so we'll keep you posted on when we're doing it. Check it on Facebook and on Twitter. We'll be letting you know when there will be live streams on YouTube. And that's it from us. Galacticos, have a beautiful weekend.